Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? I am Dan from Trading with Dan. This is our quick Bitcoin morning update. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, we shall go straight over to those Bitcoin 4-hour charts. So Bitcoin on the 4-hour, it didn't manage to hold above this resistance area, as you can see, was quite quite nicely rejected from an aesthetically pleasing chart point of view, but not from a pleasing we want Bitcoin up point of view. But yeah, you can see rejected at this resistance area, actually coming back down into what we could call the support area. We will extend this over. And I don't like to particularly put too many shaded boxes and mess the chart up too much, but if I can find, we will put like a little small rectangle in here, because this would be a very good area for us to hold at the moment. To then turn back up and then take out 58.5 and then move onwards and upwards. Obviously losing this area pretty much opens up the downside to low 50s and then potentially even lower. But obviously don't forget we've got a CME gap fill from yesterday's opening. If I just show you on here, yeah, you can see here's a gap, so there is nothing necessarily really to say we don't come down to basically pretty much 55k, another $1,500, tag that gap and then move back up. That could be on the cards. So yeah, I mean, but realistically, if we get back above 58.5, we should, if we do get back up there now that we've tested down, I think we'll have every opportunity of accelerating up, getting above 60,000, and then starting to look nice and healthy in the Bitcoin price. Although it is somewhat weird talking about high 50,000, high 50k Bitcoin price after a large pullback, when, I mean, we all remember the days when 20k was like an impossible target and we were trading like $8,000 or $9,000, because those days were basically not long ago at all. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, that's what we are looking at in Bitcoin. Where all the fun and the excitement currently is happening is over here in this Ethereum Satoshi pairing that we've been pretty bullish on for a while, waiting for this break above this resistance. So we are starting to get up into the wet and wild zone now. We've obviously got a couple of highs, horizontals in, which we will draw in if I can find the horizontal line. There it is. Obviously we've got a level here, and then we've got a level, obviously our previous high here. So yeah, two levels we can tag into there, but mainly this area, we blasted through this area, and we are now above that. So if we hold above here, we are looking at a nice move to the upside. And yeah, I mean these moves upside in the Ethereum Satoshi pairing only really happen in bullish price action, and this asset on like the medium longer time frame only happen when Bitcoin is in a bull market. So that kind of indicates that Bitcoin is gonna turn itself around from here and try and make its way back to all-time highs, back to 100k. Not back to 100k, back to all-time highs, then onwards to 100k, and then beyond. But we do know we are gonna have to. We're gonna need Finance 1.0 to try and shrug off what it is currently a bit scared of. Which we all know what that is. So yes, this could obviously get moving to the upside. Gold struggling. Obviously the central bank of Turkey is dumping all its gold. Basically I've been reading some stuff about how basically the whole run up in gold towards 2k was the central bank of Turkey buying, and it has since subsequently been selling, and that is what's been pinning gold down. So just an interesting point there. DXY, is DXY gonna have a substantial pullback now? Clearly the trend is still bullish. Any pullbacks are clearly gonna be have to be treated as high as looking for a higher low. and then onwards and upwards. But we can get trend reversals, you know, we can get them, and if we do come back down, we could in this larger ascending broadening wedge, which are more often than not bearish formations, break into the downside more often than not, obviously not all the time. We could be looking at a nice swing failure above, drop back into the ascending broadening wedge, and then we plow our way all the way back down and out of the bottom of it, in true just true chart pattern fashion. Obviously I think everyone is just accepted that they're just bullish the dollar now, which is obviously one of a topping indicator. Everyone just accepted that it's just going up now, and blah de blah. They're all dollar bulls now. They're all dollar bears. They're all dollar bulls. And then once we break, if we come back down and break out here, they're all going to be dollar bears again. And yes, that is just the nature of markets. If you want to look at oil, because oil is obviously important, that needs to bounce realistically for us to be looking good, and it isn't bouncing. So there you go. Oil not on our side at present. So yeah, not too much else. So 10-year moving down as well, which is, I mean, it's obviously indicating that there isn't really going to be as much chance of rate hikes in when they were scheduled in for. So they're going to get pushed further out, and not going to be as much, or if any, tapering, because it isn't tightening. And also potentially indicating that there may be a recession on the cards in next year if we do break down and start to move down. So yeah, bond yields not looking great at the moment. Not looking great, but they could be indicating bad things. It's difficult though, because this indicates lots of different things, and it indicates certain things at certain times. But yes, we've got to keep an eye on that. I mean, realistically, they can drop back into this range and trade in here, and it won't really ring any alarm bells. Trading back towards and below 1% will start to ring recessionary alarm bells though. Yeah, Ethereum USD, we'll have a quick glance at that, obviously, because Ethereum is currently where all the fun is. Yeah, I mean, looking good, back above once again above this horizontal. If we take out that high, eased off of 409, as you can see, if we take out this high here at basically 45,500-ish, then yeah, we can be looking at 5k and beyond Ethereum, and at which point we would then, as the dollar value goes up, we should see acceleration. I mean, if Bitcoin basically regains that 60k level, at 60k to 64k region, I then expect Ethereum to go on a mad one. So and then just run up into that 8k end of year, maybe 7k, but who knows what it'll get up to. But ultimately, we're heading to 8k and beyond, even if it is into next year. So finally, let's look at those stochastics. 4 hour is obviously giving us a bit of downward pressure here. 4 hour, but you could say it did his bit of holding us above 58.5, but it got us above there, and then obviously the higher time frames couldn't obviously drag us onwards and upwards. 10 and 12, they may even be looking to turn back down, but we shall see. No, 10 hour looking great, so maybe we do have a wick down to tag that CME gap, and then we do move up nicely. Yeah, 12 hour looking good as well. Looking good. Yeah, these are looking good. These are daily moving up, and yeah, I mean, it's not really accelerating up to the upside yet, but it is moving up, so plenty of room to run, plenty of support there. I mean, come on, we can get back above 60,000. Come on. 2-day turning up from this low level also. 3-day will turn up, as providing we do start to make a move to the upside, and it will move up from a low area if it does, which is good. 5-day easing off and weekly easing off, and then bi-weekly and monthly looking good. So realistically, this stochastic read does on all the time frames does indicate we have got a fairly decent chance of putting in a bottom here, getting back into the 60-64, and then potentially breaking onwards and upwards to new all-time highs. So yeah, I am relatively optimistic as usual. We have always with this move down, been looking at around this region, this area, this zone as an area for us to tag and then turn around from. Maybe it did get front ran. If it got front ran, that is obviously bullish. Bullish that we got front ran, and yeah, if we can turn this around, move back above 60, back into this area, then I think a lot of confidence will come into the market. But like I said, a lot of it is going to come down to traditional market. It's going to come down to potentially oil stabilizing, the S&P stocks, equities basically going back up. I mean, the dollar easing off is going to help us, but I mean, clearly the dollar rallying hasn't affected Bitcoin too much because we're still there or thereabouts, roughly a 60k handle. But the dollar easing off would be a big help. I say would be a big help. Would be a help. It wouldn't be a hindrance. It would be a help. So yeah, there we go, guys. Just quick video today. Remember, this is not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I shall speak to you guys soon.